My lesson is a third grade math lesson on an introduction to multiplication. So when the students come in for the day, they will begin by working on a math warm-up while I go around and collect the homework. After that, we will begin a brief whole group instruction. So I always start out with the I can statement that we're working on that week, and that's the Common Core standard, but in kid-friendly terms. So this week we are working on you being able to say, I can understand multiplication by thinking about groups of objects. After that, I like to target the specific learning objective that we will work on that day. So today we are specifically working on you being able to solve multiplication problems with pictures. So everything I do throughout the lesson will relate to solving multiplication problems with pictures. After that, I go over some vocabulary that they'll need for this lesson as well as throughout the week. So that's equal groups, multiply, factor, product. I also added a visual here to help the kids further understand the vocabulary. Hopefully after seeing this they have a better understanding of what exactly a factor is and what exactly a product is. After that, I go over what math practices we are working on for this lesson. So in this case it's a 10 to precision, so that they're drawing accurate pictures so that they don't have too many or too little in their problem and therefore getting the wrong answer. So a 10 to precision is important. And also we're going to be using math manipulatives, so we are going to be modeling with math. So those are the two math practices I am focusing on during this lesson. Then I put this visual up there so that they understood the concept that you can turn around a math problem and get the same answer, just when drawing it, it might look a little differently. So in this case, 6 times 5 equals 30, 5 times 6 equals 30, but the pictures look a little bit different. Then I go over kind of a completed example. So for this problem, the first number tells us how many boxes to draw. The second number tells us how many objects to draw in each box. So in this case, I try to make the rule as simple as possible for them. So you have 4 boxes and 8 objects in each box. Then for the next example, I kind of give them half of it. So you've got 6 times 3, so we've got 6 circles, and then how many flowers would we need to add to those boxes they have to think about. And so I'll give them a minute or so to do that on their whiteboard, and then we'll discuss it, and hopefully they got something that looked like that. Then I like to give them a word problem to work on too for each math concept. So Jack went camping on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. He caught 2 fish each day. What could we draw to solve this problem? So in this case they have to put kind of both steps together of how many boxes to draw and how many fish to put in each box to complete the problem. Again, I will give them a minute or so to work on it on their whiteboard, and then we will go over it, and it should look something like that. Finally, for the whole group, I'll have them write their own multiplication problem. So in this case, I'm kind of flipping it around where I provide them the picture, and then they have to provide me with a multiplication sentence to go with the picture. Then we start talking about what the math workshop or guided math stations for the day will be. So for teacher time, and all the stations are 12 to 15 minutes long depending on how much time we have for the day. So for teacher time, we've got picture products. So in that case, I'll give them a problem like 4 times 3, and they will use manipulatives to solve that problem. For table work, it's a visual multiplication worksheet. So it looks like this. So there'll be different problems where they're provided the picture, and they have to write what the multiplication sentence is for that. Then for Tech Fun, there's IXL. And in this case, they'll be provided a picture and have to say how many groups there are and how many dots there are in each group to see that connection with multiplication. Finally, for math games, multiplication roll 'em. So in this game, they roll 2, maybe 3 dice, and then they can use pictures either on this paper or on their whiteboard to solve the problem. Then at the end of class, when we're wrapping up, I tell them the homework, and I try to make the homework assignment look pretty similar to their table worksheet so that there's no misconceptions when they get home. And finally, there's a formative assessment here where they'll answer, write a multiplication sentence that has to do with this picture. So I can see at the end of the day whether they understood the concept or whether I need to go over it with a few students or go over it with the whole class once again. And that's my lesson.